My name is Tim Daubenschu, and I work on a consumer social app called Kiwi News. And my talk is going to be about the Wallet-Dapp dilemma, which is a concept I would like to talk to you today about. So basically, I think the main problem of the Wallet-Dapp dilemma is that basically wallets can make Dapp users of, for example, my consumer social app churn. And the problem is that, for example, like Dapp developers can build perfect dApps that take into account all of the different user steps, and then if we onboard a wallet user with like a really bad UX, then just one wallet can really screw up the entire UX development that we have done. And as Dapp developers, we are not in control really of changing that, right? Like how, for example, you are in control with Web 2. Now, I think there are 4 main reasons that I've identified that make this a dilemma. First one is that many wallet connections are actually connecting between the Dapp and the wallet over the internet. And so that makes the flow just very janky, especially if you have like bad internet connections. So like, yeah. Second problem is that we have bad defaults. So if you, for example, open like Wallet Connect, you see like hundreds of different wallets, right? And we're not, I think, like making any differentiation between like really good wallets and wallets that, for example, are badly maintained or maybe like even dead projects and so on and so forth. And then third of all, many wallets are actually tracking their users using deep linking technologies like branch.io. And I have learned this the hard way myself because I have a Pi-hole installed on my router. And so like this wallet connection stuff like never worked in my apartment, and I was like going crazy. And then one day I just, did it outside, and it worked. And I noticed that actually the reason was that Rainbow had like deep linking with branch.io, and then once I whitelisted it on Pi-hole, basically started working. So the problems there are, first of all, that there are privacy concerns, right? Like if the wallet is tracking me, and then it for many users, it also breaks the entire experience. But my punchline with this talk is really the 4th reason, which I think is that the incentives of the Wallet-Dapp ecosystem are completely broken. And why is that? So you can Google this, and you can, for example, see that wallets like MetaMask are making a killing with in-app token swaps. So like, I think MetaMask is like making on the order of $100 million or whatever in revenue just from in-wallet token swaps. And just to compare that to my app, they have made $0, right? Like, because I'm just connecting the wallet and I'm asking for signatures and so on. So I guess who can also blame them for not, for example, serving my Dapp and instead, for example, serving and making it really great, for making a great user experience for token swaps, right? So this is my conclusion. It's that the UX pipeline between wallets and dApps is fundamentally broken, and especially for like, I think these more like consumer social apps basically. And I guess my spicy take is that we need wallets to be credible neutral platforms, almost as much as like Google Chrome was credible neutral to the web, because they actually carved, if you think about it, like in the last 10 years or so, they actually carved out very small amount of space in Chrome itself, and they actually made their money probably mostly through the web, right? Like Google Chrome doesn't insert ads into your website, for example. They rely on the Google search and so on. So I think I really want to drive this point, which is that wallets should be more credible neutral to enable a better Dapp experience for users. Yeah, that's my talk. Thanks.
Amazing. Have you thought about how that infrastructure could be built out where there's some sort of incentive for, or is it
I
funded? Where do you see that going?
I think, I mean, historically, most of the Dapp to wallet connections, I think also, as Dan mentioned before, is focused on, high value financial transactions. So I think introducing a lot of friction also, and like, for example, making the token swaps accessible within MetaMask, I guess ends up preventing a lot of fraud, which I can understand that, right? I think there is a new type of user experience that we need to build with like social wallets like Farcaster and the app that I'm building, where I think we have to have less friction and we need to fundamentally redesign these. I mean, probably we actually have to even go away from the term wallet, because at this point you are building like a social app and not like a financial app anymore.
Makes sense. Any thoughts to add there, Dan? Or don't want to put you on the spot, but
I mean, I guess I'll just speak from my perspective or whatever. Because I think we've long wanted to make a credibly neutral platform, and so then having needs to create revenue has been a challenge, right? One way that we've tried to protect this duality at MetaMask is kind of keeping the financial things, kind of pushing them out to this kind of portfolio experience, trying to keep the core wallet a little bit more on the Chromium side. It's informative to me that you feel that that's not sufficiently credibly neutral. I wonder if wallets like creating like revenue share patterns, that's probably still not quite I mean, you know, it's a direction, but I don't know if it's neutrality. It'd be more of a partnership relationship. Any other ideas? I'm super curious to hear about.
Yeah. I think I mean revenue sharing, I guess, can make sense and can change the incentives a lot. Yeah, because I think my punchline was that basically the not revenue sharing would create these kind of outcomes, and then I guess revenue sharing, if it was done properly, I think could really change the ecosystem probably. Yeah. So
if I recall correctly, I don't know, like early days of Netscape, et cetera, they did embed ads in some capacity, I believe, or there were certain browsers at certain points that did try that mechanism. So I'm wondering, like, what is that evolution of Web3 where wallets kind of step away from being that like financial instrument and being more credibly neutral, but it's probably a long journey of figuring out where their value proposition is or what funding mechanisms look like, et cetera. But it's definitely an interesting point that your dApp is so dependent on the UX that's happening on the wallet level, and then if that's broken or the user experience isn't going well, then you kind of lose out on that.
And I think I mean I'm here on stage and I'm using my voice and I'm not exiting, right? Like, but we have had embedded wallet social apps like Farcaster and Warpcast that are not embracing the Connect wallet experience anymore. And then recently they have also introduced like Apple Pay, and then you can pay for gas with these like warps, this in-app currency that is not on a blockchain and so on. And so I think, I don't know. I mean, as a space, I guess we have to decide if we want that or, and so I'm betting on the Connect wallet experience and so on, and so I want the UX to be better, and I hope maybe we can also learn from how they do things.
Amazing, thank you. Thanks. And sir, you're up next.